Okay. I'm hoping this is taping. And Aunt Jean, I promised you I would kind of catch up on what's going on with the Tower Garden. So I'm going to take you out here now. Can't see too well once I get in the sun. I can't see the screen to video it, so I'm going to, hopefully I'll do it right. Okay, so the things that are on the top, those top four little tiers that looks really full, those are microgreens. Couple of different types of broccoli microgreens and kale microgreens. And basically that just means the greens that start with the plant early, and they supposedly have the highest amount of nutrients in them. They've become very popular right now, even in gourmet cooking and things like that, where they'll sprinkle some of them on top of fish or chicken or whatever, on top of salads. But we like the idea that they grow pretty fast and they have the highest nutrients of lots of greens and stuff. So again, they're called microgreens, and if you let them grow a little bit more, which some of mine are now really technically could be called baby greens, which is the next growth. Really, if you want to get the highest nutrients, you want to eat them when they're microgreens, but oh well, I'm learning. So anyway, so then after you get past these top ones here, and I hope I'm taping this right. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers of the microgreens. And then when you look down lower, you'll see there are 5 different tiers. And each one of these has various different types of lettuce. I've tried to mark them so I can start to learn what they are. We've got organic Muir lettuce, also some kale that's used for doing kale chips, like if you dehydrate them. And then also we've got, yeah, that's Muir lettuce, organic. And then a gourmet mix lettuce there. Let's see what we've got here. That one is romaine lettuce. That one's doing really good. I really have been afraid to even show you any of this because some of them looked like they weren't going to make it and some didn't. For instance, there's the cucumbers, and they're called, it's a brand called Diva cucumber, and that Diva didn't make it. This one is zucchini squash. Dunja, I think is the name of it. And that one's doing really good. It's actually flowered, and hoping that that's going to turn out okay. This one I did not think was going to make it. It has taken forever to come out, but I understand now from my master gardener friend that celery takes forever. so it's doing okay. This one is yellow zucchini squash, and that one I think is going to do okay. Let's see what else we got here. More romaine. I've got yellow zucchini squash. And this one, to my complete, utter amazement and shock, is actually growing now. I can't believe how fast it's starting to grow because it's taken forever. And this is cherry tomatoes. And those, of course, are going to trail, so we're going to have another pot to the side of the garden that will have a trellis in, and then that'll allow those tomatoes to trail up the trellis there. And there's some celery there that thought would never grow, but it's actually happening. So most of them look like they're going to be successful. I'm hoping. And I've noticed that when they do start growing, eventually they start to really grow quickly, most of these things. So hoping it'll be real nice and full pretty soon, so I know I can start taking some things for salads from these. And I've tasted some of the broccoli. There's one that's like a purple type up here on the top. That's a cabbage type, and they taste wonderful. Got so much flavor to them. It's just remarkable because I've never, eaten anything like this. Except probably at Disney, because they, use a lot of the things from their hydroponics and aeroponics stuff. So, anyway, I'm learning. And another thing I was going to tell you that's interesting. As you can see the bottom here, this has, I thought it was 40 gallons of water, but it's 20 gallons of water. And you may be able to hear it. It sounds like it's raining. And see right in here, you can see the water trailing down. So the pump causes the water to go all the way up to the top, and then it starts to come down and it rains onto the roots of the plants. And of course, I grew the seeds in these little rockport things you can see in there. And then they just fit right down into those holes when you put them in after they're a few inches tall. I didn't put them all in at the right time, so oh well. But anyway, the motor and everything is in here, and this little sign here comes off. There's a hole there that you can reach in to do what you need to do, check pH and stuff like that. But the part that when I first got it, I thought, well, how am I going to turn this thing around so that each of them get the right amount of sun, because, I mean, it's on rollers, but it's quite heavy. And pushing it's one thing, but turning it's another. But all you have to do is you just take your hand on that top part and you move just the top. So it actually moves better when I've got both hands, but it moves very easily. So that's great too. And we've got it plugged in back here. And we can move it, in and out because we've got it on rollers, so we can move it in and out to where the sun is better or whatever. And if it's bad weather, we can move it all the way back into this area too. So I'm hoping I get really good at this. I did read a gentleman's YouTube video, and he was saying that it took him 3 different times of doing different little crops that he finally said he had it down, and his was just beautiful. I mean, it was just loaded with stuff, and it was so nice. And then a lot of people end up getting more than one, depending on the size of their family. But I'm excited about it. So it's doing pretty good. So anyway, thought I'd share. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.